So I just want to take a moment and kind of give everyone a quick rundown of this program that I have been going through. It's called The Warrior's Way, and so far it has helped me look at so many things that were weighing really heavy on my life. It's helped me begin the process to heal from a 10-year relationship that was so emotionally abusive and toxic that I can't even begin to tell you all the things that it's affected. It's began the journey to heal from my abandonment issues of being adopted when I was young, to my parents passing away, to just so many things that I am overcoming and dealing and healing from. So when Dominic joined the program, I had high expectations of what I thought therapy was supposed to look like and how this was supposed to change our lives because of just everything we've been told about therapy and how it works and how it helps. And I managed to create it to where I was now looking at my fiance like he needed to heal to make sure also that that was not a repeat thing. I didn't trust myself to choose someone that was not going to do the same thing that had already been done to me from my ex. So when Dominic joined the program, I had high expectations of what I thought therapy was supposed to look like and how this was supposed to change our lives because of just everything we've been told about therapy and how it works and how it helps. And I can tell you in the beginning, I was very skeptical of the program because we were told this price, and I'm like, that price does not even begin to describe the amount of worth that it'll be if I don't have to go through and live the repeating life that I have been so far. My traumas have been on repeat. My relationships have been on repeat. I've been pulling in the exact same thing over and over in my life, and I was done with it. I wanted to stop. So the price was not a problem for me because it was worth it. But then I was told that he wasn't going to get any one-on-ones unless he specifically asked for them. And this was a big warning flag for me because of what I had been told. How are you going to work on your stuff if you're not having these one-on-one classes? And I can tell you right now, those one-on-one or those group sessions, they actually were one of the biggest things that helped us in the beginning. As Dominic was sitting in these group sessions and he's hearing these other people also tell their stories and their problems, it gave him perspective that he immediately was able to come to me with and have a positive reaction on. He's like, I'm seeing all these people going through this stuff, and babe, it's not comparative to what we're going through. And the appreciation that came from him being around all these other guys and sharing their stories is tenfold what he could have ever got in a one-on-one session. In the beginning of our relationship, and when, up until the point of him joining the Warrior's Way, we would get into arguments over very trivial things that would turn into just these huge, huge fights. At first, it started pointing to him and things he needed to work on. But then as he became more controlled in his emotions and he was going through the program, we were realizing that the fight would happen and somehow it was affecting me differently now than it had affected him. It was like I was carrying on the fight, or I was pushing the fight, or I was the one who was amping up the emotions, even though he was trying to bring them down. And so what this did was it made us realize that I had a lot more stuff that I needed to heal from than what I thought I did. So I reached out to Rick and I was like, hey, a woman's program, please help me, point me in the right direction if you can't provide it, of what I should, where I should seek help, because I'm seeing Dominic go through this program and he's making these progresses, but we're still having issues, and I'm realizing that I have a lot of stuff I need to work on as he's going through and he's working on his stuff. It almost felt like he was leaving me in the dust. So, shortly after that, we had joined the couples counseling, and again, this is super helpful. It allowed us to learn how to communicate which you're not going to believe this, but no one fucking knows how to do this shit. All of us are not taught how to communicate properly and how to communicate with your partner. Like, it's insane how you think you know, and you think you're saying things that you're explaining to your partner how you feel and how things make you feel, but you're not saying anything at all. Like, you can make noise, but not make sense. And so many of us think that communicating is making noise. And, okay, so, yeah. The couples counseling helped us communicate and helped us connect and helped us grow so much. And, but then it was still just not enough. Like, I was still finding pieces that were not fitting together. I could just feel that it was me, that something I hadn't healed from, I was causing something was triggering me. So then the women's program opened up. And I had never been so excited for something in my life. Because at this point, I am tired of my own bullshit. Rick calls it the moment. And my moment for me was becoming so tired of my own bullshit that I knew there was no going back. There was no staying where I was. I needed to go forward. So as I'm going through this program, like it just has helped me so much. And here's the thing. It's not a program that you do forever. It's not your typical therapy that you're going to be in for years and years and years and years. This program teaches you how to do this shit on your own. Rick wants us to fight these battles on our own. He wants us to stand on our own 2 feet, and he knows we're all so powerful enough to do it. This program looks at your personal strengths, and it looks at your personal weaknesses. And you're not going to believe that some of the things you think are your weaknesses are your actual strengths. It is insane what this program does for you and how it shows you who you authentically are, and that person that you've been trying to hide from the world because you're too loud, you're too quiet, you're too shy, you're too opinionated. That person that was molded by outside influence is not who you authentically are, but the person that everyone that they like shamed you for being, that's the strong person, that's the authentic you that can stand up against all this shit. That's the only person that will get you through this. And you have to find it. And you have to know how to find it. Because if you don't do this in a manner that's authentically you, you're not going to make it through these programs, because you're going to be fighting these battles with what people tell you your strengths are and not your real strengths. So this program is designed in a strategic way that helps you point out your strengths first. It doesn't ever pull you into a session, make you open up your shit for an hour, and then send you on your way when you're still in the middle of your shit. This program teaches you how to fight that shit before ever opening it up. And when you open it up, they're there with you. They've got your back. They're going through the shit with you. They're not going to let you do it alone, and they teach you how to do it on your own. How to eventually get to the point where you don't need that therapy anymore. But you stick around because you are there to help your other shield mates. The community that it creates, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. The way that we stand up for each other and in our women's group, the way that we lock shields when our other people are going through it is so much more healthier than the typical woman banding together groups. I will probably never go to another typical therapy session or typical therapy place ever again, because I have gone through them. I've gone through so many different therapy things that it's insane. And I open my shit up, and I am not told how to deal with it, and I'm sent on my way. Or I am told how to deal with it, but in the way that they think that I should deal with it, and not the way that I am best suited to deal with it. The therapists, they're not me. Rick is not me, and he's not telling me how to do this his way. He's telling me how to do this my way. And he's helping me find the strength of who I am to do it my way. Because you can only be somebody else for so long. And then it crumbles and falls apart. So if you've tried typical therapy before, or if you've been in therapy and things are still not changing, and things aren't happening for you, and it just doesn't feel like things are clicking for you, try this program. Try it. It's group sessions. It's like a homework-based thing where you have to deep dive into who you are, and it makes you do the work. And I'll tell you right now, if any of you are not ready to do the work, I would not even call him, because Rick's not going to accept you. He's not going to accept people who are not willing to look at themselves and put in the work to change yourself.